Hello, everybody. Okay, as you know, my name is Mama Goonie, and I am back with another stream for you. And this one, I feel I could talk about. I could talk about this one, and is basically is my reaction, and that I can be able to lay down and tell you the truth about what could have possibly actually happened, but not on the customer side, but also on the customer service side. Why? Because I worked for this company. Here, I'll show you. Hey, now just so that you know that this is where I got the video from is Charlotte Tilbury. Okay. She has 1.77 million subscribers, so I really don't want the F with her. Thank you very much. But it has like over 44K thumbs up. And the reason why I'm bringing this up because of this, I think, TikToker here. I think she's a TikTok or Instagram. I'm not sure. And this is her experience from going into a Verizon store. Let me go ahead and play a little bit of that for you, shall we? And I just kind of dog ear it here. So here we go.
Traded my phone in. I gave them my old phone. They ordered a new phone. I didn't give them that phone that time. They ordered me a phone, whatever. I was given a $800 promotion and a $285 credit.
Okay. Now was a typical promotion deal that the cell phone company will give to their current customers or their existing customers. It's not a bad deal. Okay, but what I apparently think that is happening is that, and this happened very, very often, more than once, and you will understand why. Okay, now there was she turns in her phone, she get an 800, she get on not only $850, was it $800 off the chalk price of the phone, that usually requires a contract of some sort or a payment agreement of some sort. Also, that they applied like nearly a $300 credit against her bill for turning in her old phone, which is great as well. That's like, mm, okay, like wonderful deal. So that's like, that's like over a grand in savings. Great, wonderful, nice, okay, awesome. But, however, there are things that do happen with that promotion. You'll find out. Boop, boop.
Towards my bill for the phone that I traded in. Now, a couple months down the road, I look at my bill and it's like significantly more than it should be. I'm like, that's strange.
Not a surprise at all, people. That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise at all. As a matter of fact, errors like this happen quite frequently. And when it comes to these type of errors, it leaves up with the customer service representative to make the necessary corrections so that the customer will be happy. However, there's more to it here. Let's play a little bit more of this here.
And I honestly almost just paid it. But their system
No,
had
girl,
some
don't
issues
pay
and
it.
it didn't go through. So I was like, that's strange. Let me just give them a call. I'll call them. I'm done with the app. I'm done with the internet, whatever. I'm
Yeah,
just going to call them. I want to talk to somebody.
yeah, that's the right thing to do. However, you do have to keep in mind that when you call somebody on Verizon, okay, expect long wait times. I mean, incredibly long. Well, first you have to speak to an automated service that no damn body likes. No damn body likes that. And then after like 10 or 15 minutes or longer, then you will be able to speak to a person. Okay, hi there, Jeanette. But however, just keep in mind with this. Be conscious of this. That You're going to be speaking to one person that handles probably close to between 70 to 80 calls per day in an 8-hour shift. 8 hours, like 70, 80. That's pretty much getting, you know, go and listen to more.
So I called them and I just explained to them, like, oh, well, I tried to make a payment, it didn't go through. I'm not sure what's going on. It does kind of seem like it's a little high, but I just want to make sure I can get my bill paid. I need my phone.
Okay, now one of the things, okay, with this company is that if you don't pay your bills, you don't get your service. They have grown quite lenient on that over the years, but mm, it's just no. It's just whew. Okay, go on.
And he goes, oh, yeah, yeah, let me look into it. What's your phone number? Let me pull up your account. Da, 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 da. He's all, well, yeah, it looks like you do owe like 700 and something dollars, was he was telling me I owed. I was like,
Okay, now whenever that you do an upgrade, you're just gonna have to keep in mind and understand. And I don't know if the rules have changed. Maybe they have, but during the time when I was working there, oh, whatever credits that you receive for turning in a phone, okay, will take about 1 to 2 bill cycles for you to see it. Some stores were able to go ahead and place that credit immediately against your account. Some, not all of them. And the reason why I'm saying some is because that there are authorized dealers and actual Verizon wireless stores. Now, authorized dealers have a limited amount of access to do things on your account, such as applying credit, making immediate payments. Taking some places can't even take a cash payment because they're authorized dealers. They only do a credit payment. But if you've gone into an actual Verizon wireless stores that is regulated and controlled and supervised by the company itself, many things happen pretty quickly and efficiently. But there's more.
like, hold up. No, that's not right. What's going on with that? And I asked him, I was like, okay, well, do you want to break it down for me? Because I don't know if I'm not looking in the right spot, but on my Verizon app and anywhere, it doesn't give me a breakdown of my bill. It just tells.
Okay, this is when you know that you're going paperless. Just like some internet companies, it's not going to give you a breakdown of your bill. It's not going to do that because you could be able to go ahead and point out, okay, this is this and that is that and this is this. Nah, nah, you're not going to get a breakdown of your bill. Forget that. You're not going to get that. You're going to get this amount. Okay, this is how much you pay. This is what we want. This is your charge. The only time that you will get an actual breakdown of your bill is maybe that if you make international calls or international texts. That's really the only time that you could be able to get like a breakdown of some damn thing. But no, no. So they intentionally now you can log on to the account and there you could be able to see a full breakdown of the bill by looking at the PDF. You have access to do that. I imagine that you still do. That's how it was last time, 10 years ago. I imagine it's the same today. So here we go. She looks weird like that. You seen this? Okay,
Tells me the amount that I owe. There's no way for me to look at what I owe for what. It just says this is what you owe and this is your due date. So I asked him, I was
yep, that's the app. But you have to go online on a computer to the website and download the PDF of the bill, and it should show you the details there. It even gives you the breakdown of any and every call you made and how many texts were sent and received. So there, that's what you will get on your bill. So the point of this is that it's not like it's impossible for you to see your detail bill. You have access to go and look at your detail bill. You just going to have to go through and Go to the website, the actual website, not the app, the website, to see the PDF of your bill. Continuing on.
I was like, yeah, break it down for me. Sure, tell me all about it. What are the details? And he goes, well, it looks like you paid this much in September, and it looks like your bill in October was this month or was this much. It was $100 and something because of the $285 credit.
Right. Okay. So what happens? Okay, when you receive a credit, okay, it's going to go against that billing statement. So many occasions that people will have bills that either pay most or almost all of your bill off because of that credit, which is great and it makes things a little cheaper. However, this situation happens.
I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. He's like, so, and then in November, it looks like the system didn't think that that credit should go through or whatever. So the system took that credit back.
Okay. Now, now there's plenty of reasons why that credit probably did not go through. Either A, the phone that she turned in, that she presented that is a perfectly working phone, is actually a very broken phone, or they have found water damage, or the phone will not power on at all. But those are the things that they should have checked out at the time of the store. So the store will try and power the phone off, power the phone on. Okay, then they will try to make a call. They try to send a text message to yourself to make sure that it is a working, functioning phone. See if it accesses the internet. If all that checks out, and if there's something unusual, there is a word unusual. Okay, I mean there are people out there that will break a phone. They will break a phone, but just dropping it. No case, no screen protector. Okay. On my phone, I have my phone here for years. This is the Apple Pro. Okay. And this phone, no cracks, no breaks on the screen. I bothered to put a screen protector on it. I bothered to put a case on it. And it still works. And I never gotten it wet. However, I do recall at one point in time that you could be able to get this phone wet. All you have to do is wipe it off and dry it with a soft cloth, and it's fine. Do you have any idea how that an indestructible phone can put a hindrance on a cellular communication system? I mean, they're out there, they exist. You might have to buy it from another country or from Amazon, whatever. Okay, it may not be upgradable in terms of networks. So, in other words, if someday that all the networks say, you know something, the hell with this. We don't want 5G anymore. We don't want LTE anymore. We want LTE 25. And your phone may not be compatible for it, and it will serve as an end of life. End of life meaning that it's no longer compatible or workable with the existing system that is available now. But I digress. However, this young lady, okay, she experienced that the store may have issued the $285 credit to the account at the time the purchase of the phone, and it applied. So it's got to be an official Verizon store in order for them to do that. Next, the next following month, so she might end up with a lower bill. The next following month, they say, no, we don't want to go ahead and give you that. We're going to go ahead and take it off and make you sweat for it. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It just seems like that. It seems like that. That is not like that. There, there's such a thing as a computer glitch, and computer glitches happen, and it happens more frequently than you think. So keep an eye on your bills. Take a look at it. Take an eye. Good. Give it the old eagle eye. And in my humble opinion, this day and age, a young person that is paying $300 for a cell phone bill is mind blowing to me anymore. Okay, I don't have a major carrier anymore because I am paying much of a lesser bill these days, and I can tell them to go and piss on an ant. And continuing, wow, that is a weird face. Sorry about that.
back. So I'm like, hold up, what? So the system just decided I didn't deserve this credit that I was given in store for turning in my phone. So the system just went ahead and took it back.
Oh,
It's
no.
yeah.
Okay, so ideally, okay, there will be a research form that is had to be performed and done right there. As a matter of fact, the system, their computer system, their database can tell you the real reason why that the money has been retracted. It doesn't do it for no dang reason. There's a reason for it. And either that the representative that she was working with had no idea or clue of how that works. Maybe they didn't get the proper training, but everything, everything, and I mean everything, is detailed and notated right there on the account. And here's a next point here.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, there's not much we can really do about that. But it does.
No, no, no. Mm-mm. It doesn't sound like that. Either A, we're skipping some details on this story. That's one. Or B, that the representative that she was working with did not know what the hell they're doing. So, is it impossible? Absolutely not. Sorry, Charlotte, I had to take it. There's no such thing as that is impossible. Look what I find out.
Look like you owe this much. So if you want, we can go ahead and try to figure out how we can get that bill paid for you here. I'm like, no, hold up. I'm not paying any bill until I figure out what's happening.
A representative will not say that we could help you get that bill paid for you. So either A, that the company is going to pay the bill, out of out of their pockets, or did he mean that he's just going to go ahead and take your credit card now and process that transaction?
Here. And he's like, oh, well, let me put you on a hold. I'll look into this. So I'm on hold for like 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, they should not just say, let me go ahead. The dialogue is a little fuzzy. She probably did not get all the details because I imagine she was incredibly frustrated. I get it. But the dialogue should have gone along the lines of, I do apologize about this inconvenience. I'm going to need to place you on hold for a few brief minutes so that I can be able to go ahead and research that. I mean, it's a horrible dialogue. It's a horrible whole phrase, but our asses get written up for that. Yeah, we get written up. We get we get set down and educated and educated and educated. Okay. 80 calls a day. And if we misstep on that phrasing, we will get reprimanded for it. Okay? It's complete bullshit, and I'm glad I'm not in that section anymore. Oh my gosh. So 10 minutes is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Being on hold for 10 minutes is way too long. Okay, if you made a promise to that for your customer that you'll be back in a few minutes, then it should be no more than 2 or 3 minutes. You check back with that person. And sometimes, and this is what's so funny. This is what's so funny about this, okay? That, they they didn't come out with a chat until much later. But we would have to leave the desk, run over to the supervisor's desk. If your supervisor is not at their desk, then you have to run over to another supervisor within the same department. And if they're not there, then you have to run over to another supervisor. And then you have to run back, and we're not talking about little short distances. We don't have supervisors all clustered all together in one big giant powwow. No, they're located in different parts of the call center floor. There could be 10 supervisors on the floor, but maybe only two available, and there's a line waiting for them. It's complete bullshit. But we were asked to make sure that we check back with the customer in 3 minutes. And everybody, and I'm not playing around with you guys. Everybody has some damn body on hold, waiting. Now, moving on.
Minutes, and he comes back. He's like, "Oh, thank you for your patience. Let me see. So I think my supervisor, we can give you a $150 inconvenience credit."
Are you gonna
Okay. Inconvenience credit. Now, in this particular situation, I wouldn't have offered an inconvenience credit. I wouldn't. I wouldn't offer it. I wouldn't offer it. So, what we could have done, okay, is one, we have to check and see if there is, in fact, a issue with the database. Hey there, Charlotte. Gonna skip over you for a little bit, okay? But we're gonna skip over you for a little bit, okay? I'm sorry, Charlotte. Okay, I appreciate you, but we're not about you. Love you though.
Just decide I don't get it, your system can put it back.
Truth, yes. The system can put it back, depending on the error. Now, there is a system in place where that we can be able to check and see has there been any existing issues? Has anybody had the same problem or issue with this particular, you know, error in the system? And it can happen when the system removes the credit, but then retroactively put it back. It has happened. Hasn't I haven't heard about it in a long time, but then again I haven't been in that job in a long time either. But we could be able to retroactively put it back. And what happens is that any credit, and what I mean by retroactive, and I'll explain. So let's just say your bill becomes past due, and then another bill shows up. Any credits that is owed on that account is going to go against the past due bill first. Whatever is past due first is the first that's going to start receiving the credit, not your current. So even if you have a dispute on that, on your billing and everything, blah 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 blah, we will have to go ahead and apply the credit, but we cannot manually apply it to the current balance. It has to go to the past due balance first. Whatever is left over will spill over into the current balance. So the past due balance had to be addressed first. Okay. And also, what happens too is that since that the credit has been removed by the system, that immediately put that balance into past due status. So, girl, okay, if you happen to see any late fees on there, you might want to dispute that too. Mm. And they won't, but I mean, it's just a frustrating situation. And if the system does see that this is a known issue and this affected hundreds of people, thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are experiencing the same issue with the same error with all the credit that comes that was on the account was removed from the account. So, if we were to see an alert that there is an issue, it's not disputable. It's not disputable. We refund the whole balance completely. So if we put into your account a credit of $285 and it was a system error and there is an alert, all we had to do is note system error, alert, number, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And we just refund the whole damn thing. There's no back and forth about it. As a matter of fact, I would have written up that representative for sidestepping that because it's like, okay, it looks like the system doesn't want to have you to have that credit. I can take your payment now. No, no, that's not how it's supposed to work. No, 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 no. We could be able to go ahead, look into the account, see why it was taken out in the first place. If we see it was a system error and is affecting across many, many customers having the same issue, there's no further conversation about it. No further. That representative was supposed to go ahead and immediately have to place the $250. Now, I'm just going to let you know that for that larger amount, and yes, that's a large amount, only a supervisor, at least at the time when I was working, anything above $50, I would need to get my supervisor to apply it. But for that significant amount of money, a supervisor would have to escalate, not even a supervisor, he had to escalate that. And that credit doesn't get applied to the account for 24 to 72 hours. So that credit is not immediately. Mm-mm. No, 72 hours. Unless they're now figured a way how to process the money back. So I'm sorry, Charlotte. Okay, you're beautiful, even with your strange smile. But you know, we 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 we're not talking about you. Okay, love you though. We go.
$150 inconvenience credit. I'm like, okay, no, like that's, I appreciate that. Like
No,
I do appreciate a credit. However, I'm still out $135.
no. One of the things too, and I'm just pointing this out, that the representatives are undergoing a lot of pressure. One of the things that the company does not like is the distributing of credits against the account. Now, I understand this, okay? That we should not willy-nilly give away credit, especially when it's not justified. Absolutely. You pay your bill, you have a monthly fee that you pay every single month. Taxes included that you have to pay for every single month. But what happens to that is that if uh, um, if the bill, if the account goes into pass through status, like what apparently happened here to this young lady, that it might charge a fee. So let me just go ahead. I'm sorry, you got the yawnies. Try not to yawn.
That doesn't make any sense. That's not okay. You can't just give somebody a credit and then just take it away without even saying, I didn't get any notification. There was no email. There was no anything. My bill just went up almost $300.
Right. Ideally, if there is a credit that has been returned back on the account, then there should be a notification either by email or by text. And it'll ask you, does this seem to be correct to you? Because one of the things that is a possibility of what it is, also bring pulling out some memory, that the store applied a temporary credit and didn't tell the young lady. Okay, didn't tell her that it's a temporary credit. Yes. And why? To make that sale, baby, make that money, honey. And then what happens? And there's some unscrupulous sales people out there. It's not just Verizon, it's any cell phone company across the board. So be aware of that. So apparently this bill credit begin to sound more and more like that it is a temporary credit and that is only to stay there for like maybe 30 days, 2 weeks, however long. And ideally, when that credit comes off, any promotional credits that she should have should come right on. Ooh. So,
No, not happening. So I told him that if he cannot do what I need, I will talk to a supervisor. I pulled that card.
Period.
I don't care.
and there's nothing wrong with pulling that card, people. There's nothing wrong with pulling that card. Okay? I think that she's totally in the right to speak to a supervisor because that is a significant amount of money. Now, I don't have access to view her account. I don't know exactly what type of credit that she was given from the store in the first place. However, it is a very good possibility that it was a temporary credit and it just pulled right back out because otherwise it will say in the account notes what type of credit is, whether it's a temporary credit, temporary bill credit, temporary whatever. It will say exactly in the bill. Pardon me. It will say, I'm so tired, guys. I'm sorry. But it will say exactly in the notes what type of credit that was initially applied. And since that was a deal that she was received, I mean, this is like over $1,000 credit over a period of time. $800 off plus a $250 bill, $285 bill credit. So that is probably part of it. So let's see.
I worked in a call center. Things
Period.
can be done.
Yes, they
if
can.
an error happened where the system just took away almost $300 and added that to my bill, then you guys can put it back and make it right. So I told him that.
And she's right. And she's right. She is absolutely 100% correct. Depending on the call center, of course, but it is on a case by case basis. But she's right. She's completely right. I don't think that she's being a Karen at all. I think that not she's not a Karen, she's just right.
And he's like, okay, well, no, hold on. He didn't say, let me put you on a brief hold. He just put me on hold while I was in the middle of talking.
Oh.
Just put me on a hold. So there's.
Let me tell you something, okay? I can personally guarantee you that that young man or woman or person is just as frustrated as you because it could be another situation of, oh, geez, okay, those associates in the store screwed me again. And guess what? That credit doesn't hit the store, it hits him. And it shouldn't. It ideally shouldn't. As a matter of fact, it hits him, but because it's a higher amount of credit that has to be applied, it actually hits the supervisor. And supervisors don't like to apply credit that much, that big against an account. One single account, one phone. Uh-uh. As a matter of fact, it affects their bonuses at the end of the year. Yeah, it affects their bonus. So when their bonuses are affected, guess what? They're not likely to want to apply any credit at all. I'm hoping that things have changed. Mm-mm. Cell phone companies are too greedy to do that. So no. So,
all of a sudden, nobody there. And then when he came back on a few minutes later, he started telling me, oh, well, what I would have done in this situation is I would have looked at this and I would be surprised if I was given, $150 credit. I was like, I'm sure you would also be surprised if almost $300 was added to your bill. I'm sure.
yep, she's right. She's right. Like, I would be surprised if there's $150 added to my account. Bitch, not when somebody took away 300. You're still out 150. Dude, no.
So that would surprise you as well. It's like, yeah. He's like, well, what I would have done. I'm like, no, you're not going to tell me what you would have done. You're not about to belittle me and talk down to me and make me sound incompetent for doing what I was told.
And residents, the call center workers, customer service representatives. Pardon me, I am so sorry. I don't know why, but they tend to not try to belittle or berate the customers. Let's say try. Let's just say try, because there could be certain situations, but You have to understand, and I'm not excusing the behavior, but it's a possibility that he may have experienced this over and over and over and over again, and may not be aware of the alert. All he had to do is open up his email, see if there's an alert that's been opened, throw his hands up at the teleprompter that is hanging from the ceiling or hanging against the wall, and say, "Hey, everybody, there's an alert." Then this conversation wouldn't have happened. This conversation wouldn't have happened. Continuing.
Told for understanding what I was told in the store.
In stores, there's some great stores that done an amazing job, and there's some stores that will basically ask you to just grab your ankles.
He's like, I said, no, you're not about to talk down to me. He's like, oh, I wasn't trying. I'm like, no, that's exactly what you were doing. You were talking down to me, trying to make me feel like I am incompetent when I was doing what I was told.
And she was upset, rightly so. That's a lot of money.
Backpedal some more, backpedal some more. Oh, let me put you on another hold. Let me go talk to my supervisor.
No, you talk to the supervisor.
We're like 45 minutes into this phone call at this point.
Okay, 45 minutes into that call, that means that there's a lot of details that are missing in this situation. So either because that doesn't sound like a very long call at all, but also, oh, I'm so sorry. Trying not to. I'm boring myself. That's what the deal is. So I'm wrapping this up. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Okay, hang on.
I've spent most of it on hold. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And he comes back on the phone and he goes, okay, so I've talked to my supervisor some more and we're going to go ahead and give you that $285 credit back. Wow. Mind you, in the beginning,
And he should. Actually, it shouldn't have come to this point. To tell you honestly, it shouldn't have come to this point. All you have to do is review the account notes, see what happened, see the exchange, see the transaction, everything. It shouldn't have come to this point. It shouldn't be a 45-minute call. At best, that this call, and I'm just saying, you know, from the 60 to 80 calls per day, this shouldn't be no more than a 7.5 minute call, max, tops. It should never come to a 45-minute call.
beginning of the phone call, you told me that there was nothing that you could do. There's no buttons that you could push. You weren't able to give me that credit.
Actually, that is not processed that easily. There is not a one magic button, boop, and it's fixed. No, it takes a little bit more than that. But it only takes the representative a minute to look at the account, look at the notes, see where the credit came from, why it was taken off, and on if it's a credit that's supposed to be for an exchange for a phone upgrade, then there's no issue for them to honor it. But it does take 72 hours for that credit to be applied against the account, and it has to be sent to the supervisor to apply it. So it's not immediate. It's not an immediate process. Sorry. Sorry, honey. It's not an immediate process. Doesn't work like that. But I can understand the frustration. Boop. There you go.
Credit back. But now that I've made it very clear that I'm not paying any sort of payment until you make that right, now you can give that credit back. Okay. Moral of this.
Yeah. Okay. And that is within her right. That is within her right. It is in her terms and conditions that if you feel that there is an error in that bill, then you don't pay the part of the bill that is incorrect. You do have to pay for the rest of the bill, okay? You do have to pay for the rest of the bill, but you don't have to pay for the part that is not correct. As a matter of fact, all she had to do is go ahead and take a look at the part of the bill that is not correct. The $285 has been taken out of her account, pay the rest of the bill, okay, so that her account will remain current, and then, call the representative and dispute it. Super, super duper easy as pie.
Story. If you trade in your phone, make sure you get the credits that you are given.
Noted.
Keep an eye on your bill,
Mm.
and don't let anybody talk down to you and tell you how it's going to be when you know that they're in the wrong.
Noted.
She is correct on that. 100% correct. But I really feel that the call that she had, and I will say it over and over and over again, should not be any longer than a 7-minute call, 10 minutes max. Okay? As a matter of fact, he shouldn't have to put you on hold because there is a certain leeway with representatives being proactive and making customers satisfied quickly, and that is that you get them on the phone, you find out the problem, you find out the core reason of what's going on, you take a look at the account notes, you see what was going on, and then address it immediately. So even if you have to email your supervisor, hey, go ahead and place that $250 credit on this account. The reason why that this is justified because of da 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 da. Get all your ducks in a row. Send that email to your supervisor. Let the customer know that it'll take about 24 to 72 hours for that credit to be applied on your account. Easy peasy. It shouldn't have taken the 45 minutes. A 45-minute call should not have happened ideally. And I have taken long calls before, 45 minutes, and the only long calls I've taken are the ones that are actually justified because I might have to go through several bills to find the error and find the core reason of why this person is calling. Easy. So she was right, but it shouldn't have taken 45 minutes. So the representative is in the wrong for taking way too long to address this person's issue. And this is information that they could have found and resolved quickly. That's my story. All right. But also, you're just going to, I'm not excusing them, but mm, they're not in the game to give credits away. Cell phone companies are not in the game to give credits away. They own, but however, if it's the right thing to do, then they should do it 100% without further question. No haggling. No haggling. Because that was a rule when I left. Okay? There is no haggling on the credit. If the bill is wrong and it's for that certain amount, then you put that credit on and you keep it moving. Beast! See you later, guys. Ending stream now. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Be safe, everyone.